1947 partition of India and Pakistan was the largest forced migration in human history. Over 14 million people migrated, and in the process, 1 million lives were lost, as colonial officers who had never before visited the country drew borders along religious lines, tearing apart homes and families. This was an imperial cut-and-run strategy that was first trialed in Ireland, and then a few months after the partition in Palestine, all of which we know were tremendous policy successes. Among these refugees was my grandfather, Ishwar Das Arora, a 7-year-old Hindu boy who fled his village in modern-day Pakistan. And like millions, he could never return. The strained geopolitics between India and Pakistan has denied millions of refugees this simple closure. So in the final years of his life, I made films in my grandfather's home in Delhi, hoping to unpack this silence that he carried deep inside of him. He would tell me stories of red clay valleys that would echo the sounds of childhood laughter, and of a Muslim family that saved his life during the worst of the partition violence. So, as undergraduate students in the UK, my Pakistani colleagues and I came up with a little bit of a crazy idea. We would interview partition survivors like my grandfather, and then create bespoke virtual reality experiences for them that were tailored to their individual childhood stories, so that would allow them to take a visit back home. So in 2021, guided by a map that my grandfather had drawn for me on the back of a napkin, I made the journey to Pakistan. And soon this remote village, as you see the clay valley behind you, was buzzing with gossip that a strange Indian man had crossed the border. And before I knew it, I was sharing tea with the family that had saved my grandfather's life. People who shared the same culture, language, and history as me, but whom the politicians and media told me that I should hate. I recorded this whole journey in virtual reality for my grandfather. His words still resonate with me deeply. He said, "You have touched my motherland, which I could not." For me, working with these stories is an everyday reminder that silences are not necessarily deafening. Emptiness can also be a canvas. It's an opportunity to be gorgeously creative with the histories that we inherit. This is my small step towards turning generational trauma into a deeper understanding. For in remembering, old stories find new life, and new stories give meaning to that which must never be forgotten. Thank you.